Alhamdulillah, salatu wassalamu ala ashrafil mursaleen nabiyina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. As we discussed today, this is a special class for a second level Tajweed course, and this is the second special class. We did first earlier, covering all the mad rules. Now this special class will cover the remaining rules of Tajweed, like Qalqalah, Hamzatul Wasal, Meem Sakina rules, Tanveen Nun Sakina rules, and if possible, we will read some few surah from the Juz Amma and applying these rules. So, as announced, it will start at 4 o'clock. We have few minutes left. So, if you have any doubts or anything specific to be asked, you have the chance now because you joined earlier. You have a privilege, and you can ask if you want to know more clear for any of these Tajweed rules.
Ustad, while we are waiting, could we just revise on the rules one more time, if we can?
Previous rules, you mean?
Yes, yes. If we can just go through once while we are waiting, so we can just go through.
Okay.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam rahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In the second level, we started with the rule of Sagira rule. This is a Alif Sagira, Ya Sagira, and Waw Sagira. This Sagira is nothing but a small Alif, small Ya, and small Waw. These are the rules which we covered in the first level, prolongation, then different types of prolongation in the first part. So in this one, the Sagira rule of Arab countries, which you see in the Mus'haf, is exactly similar to the Urdu font Mus'haf. This is a Khada Zabar, Khada Zer, Ulta Pesh. It is exactly the same, but only difference is in the printing. Application is same. So we studied in these rules different words with the different you can say examples and how it works. So first of all, there should be a fatha, then followed by alif sagira in on any of the letter. So this one is called alif sagira rule, and kasra followed by ya sagira. This is called ya sagira rule, and dhamma followed by vav sagira. It is called vav sagira rule. All these three cases, alif sagira, ya sagira, vav sagira, should not be followed immediately by any of these three. The actual hamza, the letter hamza itself, or the letter with shadda, or the letter with the sukun. If any of these followed by a sagira letter, then it is not enough to have 2 units prolongation. That must be prolonged 4 or 5 units, depends on the location of this hamza. And if it is a shadda and sukun, it has to be prolonged 6 or 7 units. So this is the rule of sagira, and this is the page in the textbook, and some of the examples here it is written maliki. It is not maliki. You have to prolong 2 units because of the sagira. Salamun, ilafi, ilafi, erahu. This is sagira rule. So this is the way this is how it looks in the Indian print. Small alif above the letter without fatha, small alif below the letter. It is a equal to ya sagira, that is khada zer, and this is a reverse of dhamma. It is a ulta pesh equal to vav sagira rule. So all these three cases we have to prolong 2 units. And the actual mad, we have 3 types: alif mad, ya mad, and waw mad. The huruf al mad, 3 letters: alif, ya sukun, and waw sukun. These letters themselves, if it appears, it is not, it cannot be formed the mad itself, but it must be preceded by fatha. Alif must be preceded by fatha. Ya sukun must be preceded by kasra. Waw sukun must be preceded by dhamma. With this combination of fatha and alif, kasra, ya sukun, dhamma, vav sukun, they form the mad. This is the basic mad is 2 units prolongation, and the same rule is applied continued here. The same restriction. This is the mad letter should not be followed by letter Hamza or letter with Shadda or letter with the Sukun. Then only it can be prolonged only 2 units. Some examples also given here. This is the textbook page for the practice, and some examples are here. There is another thing here, the alif sukun, ya sukun, and waw sukun. If it is preceded by letter Hamza itself, the letter which is having haraka, fatha, or kasra, or dhamma, if the letter itself is Hamza, then it is called maddal badal. If the letter is not Hamza, then it is called maddal asli or maddal tabi'i. So only the difference is whether the letter is Hamza or not. If it is Hamza, Madal Badal. If not Hamza, Madal Asli. The application is same, 2 units prolongation, and it should not be followed immediately by Hamza or letter with Shadda or letter with the Sukun. So this is the structure of Alif Mad, Ya Mad, and Waw Mad. This is a general name. The specific name is, if the letter is Hamza, it is called Madal Badal. If the letter is not Hamza, one of the letters of 27 letters, then it is Madal Asli or Madal Tabi'i. So both way you can call it any of these names. So the rule, the action is only 2 units prolongation, and mad letter should not be followed by Hamza or letter with the Shadda or letter with the Sukun. And next is we studied about the lean. The lean means fatha followed by ya sukun, kasra fatha followed by waw sukun. The first and foremost condition, very important condition, is the letter must have fatha on it. If there is no fatha, there is no lean. Remember this one. Fatha is completely related to the lean. Uh, lean cannot come with the kasra or the dhamma. So the lean letters are only two, ya sukun and waw sukun, and preceded by fatha only. Unlike in the mad, it can be having fatha or kasra or dhamma. The lean must have fatha on it. The letter must have fatha on it, then followed by ya sukun or waw sukun. Then only it is 2 units prolongation. Sorry, without prolongation. This must be pronounced as quick as possible. It is something you have in your hand and falling down fast. So this effect should be very fast without any prolongation. This is the page in the textbook for the practice, and some examples are we discussed about it. Kaifa, Yalin, Quraish, Yalin, Ruwaida, Yalin, then Yawma is in Wawlin, then Qawlun, it is a vowelin. So these examples we discussed about the vowelin. So in alin and vowelin, only the thing we have to observe is whether the letter is having fatha on it or not. If there is no fatha, there is no lean. The next we discussed about was Mad al Wajib Muttasil. In Mad al Wajib Muttasil, the alif, the mad letter, it may be the alif, ya sukun or waw sukun, or it may be alif sagira, ya sagira, waw sagira. If any of these three immediately followed by letter Hamza, the actual Hamza, not this type of Hamza, the actual Hamza, the letter Hamza, and then the Mad al Wajib Muttasil must be applied. Uh, these are the features of this Tajweed rule. It comes only in the single word, and mad letter and hamza must be attached together, must be in the same word, must be consequent words, one after the another, without any gap or without any other letter in between them. If this happened, then 4 or 5 units prolongation must be applied, not just 2 units prolongation like in alif mad, ya mad, and waw mad, or alif sagira, ya sagira, and waw sagira. So this is a madal wajib muttasil. The example here is lam is having fatha and alif sagira. Then it is followed by hamza here. So because of this hamza, this lam alif sagira has to be pronounced 4 or 5 units prolongation. Al malaikatu. Here it is alif mad, that is jim fatha alif is a alif mad, but immediately followed by hamza. So that's why it must be prolonged 4 or 5 units. Jaa. So similarly, the other examples here, kasra followed by ya sukun. See, this is ya mad, but immediately followed by hamza. So it has to be promoted to madal wajib muttasil, 4 or 5 units prolongation. See at. Similarly, su an. So hamza is important. What is the harka on the hamza? Fatha, kasra, dhamma, fatatin, kasratin, dhammatin. That is not important. whether the mad letter followed by hamza or not. You have to check that one. If it is followed, then it must be prolonged 4 or 5 units. That is a mad al wajib muttasil. If this hamza is far away in the following word, the first letter of the following word, then it is a mad al jaiz munfasil. Here, the prolongation of 4 or 5 units is optional, but 2 units, as it is a mad al sagira or alif mad, ya mad, wa mad, 2 units is minimum, that is must. But prolonging to 4 or 5 units, it is optional, depends on the reader. He may prolong 4 or 5 units, or he may skip to only 2 units. So that's why it is called jaiz munfasil. So here it is a noon fatha alif. This is a alif mad. This is the first word. The following word, the first letter of the following word is hamza here. So with these two together, first letter ending with the the mad letter, the following word starting with the hamza, with this one, it is madal jaiz munfasil. The features of this mad is it has to be two words. It cannot be a single word. It appears only in the consequent, the two words should be together. The end of the first letter, the end of the last letter of the end of the first word must be a mad letter, or the last letter of the first word must be a mad letter, and the first letter of the following word must be a hamza. So with this combination, we have to apply madal jaiz munfasil, that is 4 or 5 units prolongation. Here also, if you see, fa kasra ya sukun fi, this is a single word. Ahsani, this is another word. This word is having a amad followed by the first word ahsan. With the first letter is hamza. So because of these two together, it is a madal jaiz munfasil. And next is uh, mad letter, or alif sagira, ya sagira, waw sagira. If it is followed by shadda or sukun in any of these two cases, it must be prolonged 6 or 7 units. Again, here also it happens only in the single word. It does not require two words like jaiz munfasil. So whenever it appears like this, so it must be prolonged 6 or 7 units. So here, if you see, actually it has a lengthy name. Madal lazim kalimi musaqqal, madal lazim kalimi mukhaffaf. This is a 4 words name. So if it is followed by shadda, it is a musaqqal. If it is followed by sukun, then it is a mukhaffaf. But don't worry about it. Just take it madal lazim as the word, as the name in the second level. In the fifth level, you can learn more about it. So all these are madal lazim. Mad followed by letter with shadda, mad followed by letter with shadda. Another trick to remember is mad sign followed by shadda. Mad sign followed by shadda. So if there is a mad sign, you have to see whether it is followed by hamza or not. If it is followed by hamza, then you must prolong only 4 or 5 units. If mad sign not followed by hamza, in that case you have to prolong 6 or 7 units, except in the madal badal. Sometimes madal badal, hamza fatha alif can be written as the alif with the mad sign. So that is the exceptional case. The rest is whenever you see mad sign, and you have to check what is the following one, whether it is a sukun, or whether it is a shadda, or whether it is a hamza. These things you have to check. The other part of this one is harfi musaqqal, harfi muqaffaf. Maddal lazim harfi musaqqal, maddal lazim harfi muqaffaf. In both cases, there is a this comes only in the huruf al muqattat. Huruf al muqattat means the some of the surah having the single individual letters as the first verse of the surah. Like Surah al Baqarah, it has the alif lam mim. Wherever this mad lazim comes on that letter, you will find the mad sign. So alif, there is no mad sign, so it should not be prolonged. So this one, if you see the mad sign, it must be prolonged 6 units. You don't find haraka in the huruf al muqattat. Only you have to see the letter whether it is having a mad sign or not. In another way, if you see the letter in the name of the letter itself, if it is having a mad or lean, like lam, how to spell the lam? Lam fatha alif and meem damatain. Lamun, meemun. So meem kasra ya sukun, then meem with the damatain. The name of the letter itself is in its spelling. If it is having a mud or lean, then you must prolong it for 6 or 7 units. Like Qaf, it is having the mud. Noon, it is having the mud. Seen, it is having the mud. Ain, it is having the lean. So instead of going into the deep, just to see whether hurufe muqattat, any letter from hurufe muqattat, whether it is having the mad sign or not. If it is having a mad sign, then prolong it 6 or 7 units. If it is not having the mad sign, then just read it as it is. Like this one is not having the mad sign. Ta ha. This one is ta is not having mad sign. Only the seen is having the mad sign. Ta seen. So this is the 6 units mad. So in Tajweed rules, we have three types of prolongation: 2 units, 4 units, 6 units, or you can say 2 units, 4 or 5 units, 6 or 7 units. So the difference is 2 units is a basic mad which comes with the sagira letter, alif sagira, ya sagira, waw sagira, or alif mad, ya mad, waw mad, without immediately followed by letter hamza or shadda or sukun. If the one of these sagira letter or mad letters followed by hamza, then it must be prolonged 4 or 5 units. That has two cases: madal wajib muttasil or madal jaiz munfasil. If the actual hamza is there immediate in the same word, then it is a madal wajib muttasil. If the hamza is not there in the same word, it is coming as the first letter of the following word, then it is a madal jaiz munfasil. Then the lastly, if the sagira letter like alif sagira, ya sagira, waw sagira, and followed by letter with shadda or sukun, then mad al lazim must be applied. In huruf muqattat also, wherever you see the mad sign, this mad al lazim has to be applied. In mad al lazim, we have to prolong 6 or 7 units length. Mad al wajib can also be called as a mad al lazim muttasil. In Mad al Jais Munfasil. The Mad al Lazim, this 6 units Mad al Lazim Kalimi Musaqqala or Mukhaffaf, Harfi Musaqqala or Harfi Mukhaffaf. This can also be called as a Mad al Wajib. But for our convenience, we took whether related to Hamza, we name it as a Mad al Wajib. If it is not related to Hamza like Shadda or Sukun, then we took it as a Mad al Lazim, just for our easiness. That's all, nothing here. And when you stop at the end of the ayah, if the letter is having fathatain on it, then it must be stop with the change it to alif mat, then stop it. So any letter having the fathatain on the last letter of the ayah, then you have to make it alif mat and stop it. So case of this is the case of madal iwad. Just a minute.
Hello. Assalamu alaikum.
He said he's coming. He said just a minute. He's coming.
I'm very sorry, I got a call. So Maddal Iwad. In Maddal Iwad, first and foremost thing is it comes only at the end of the ayah or wherever it is permissible to stop it. When that is the case, the last letter of the word must have fatatain on it. Then when you are stopping, make the fatatain to alif mad and stop. Like here, kabiran. Kabiran is the actual last letter of the word is having the fatatain. This kabiran, convert it into the alif mad. Kabira, marufa, sadida, ghafurur. Here what is it written? Ghafurar Rahima. Rahiman is actual written, but you have to make it with the alif mad and stop it. So in Suratul Kahf, today is the Friday, most of you might have read Suratul Kahf. So the last letter of the each ayah, if you observe, it is a Madal Iwad. All 110 ayat, you see the Madal Iwad. And Suratul Adiyat, um, Sabha, Dabha, Jam'a, all these ending with the Madal Iwad. And Suratul Naba also, when you see ayat number 6 to ayat number 40, you will find the Madal Iwad. So this is the Madal Iwad. It has to be stopped with the Alif Mad. And then uh, the another way of stopping is if the last letter is not having fatatain on the last letter, if the last letter of the word where you are going to stop, if it is not having fatatain on it, then it can have either fatha, kasra, dhamma, or kasratain or dhammatain. All these 6 cases, it has to be stopped with the sukun. Just change the whichever haraka, make it sukun. But before that, make sure that if it is having a mad or lean, here there is a alif mad, then last letter is having kasra. So you are making ba, converting ba to the sukun and stop it with the 2 harakat or 4 harakat or 6 harakat. So here it is the difference. Actually, the mad, alif mad, ya mad, waw mad is 2 harakat. And lean is without any haraka, without any mad. But when it is coming as a part of the mad arilil sukun, it must be pronounced, it must be prolonged 2 units or 4 units or 6 units. So alif mad it is okay, ya mad it is okay, waw mad it is okay. But in case of lean, like aina, you have to read quickly. But here it has to be prolonged 2 units or Quraysh 2 units, 4 units, or 6 units. This is the specialty of this mad arid lil sukun. So whenever lean is part of the mad arid lil sukun, you should not stop it. You should not read the lean quickly. You have to prolong it 2 or 4 or 6 units. This is the mad arid lil sukun. So if it is not mad aliwat, it is not mad arid lil sukun. In that case, you have to prolong, you have to stop it without any prolongation at all. Like dal is having damaten, but before dal it is not having the either mad or lean. So in both cases only dal is there without any preceding with the mad or lean. Then you have to make the dal with sukun and stop it. Ahad, it is not ahad, it is wrong. Just you have to stop it with making it sukun on the last letter. Ahad, samad, yulad. Similarly here, falaq, khalaq, waqab, hasad, uqad. Just you have to make the sukun and then stop it, irrespective of haraka on it. If it is having fataten, then you are applying madaliwad. If it is not having fataten, just stop with the sukun. So this is what we discussed in the first part of the the review class. Any questions here? Is it clear?
Ustad, please repeat Mad Arid Lil Sukun once more.
Okay. Any question here? Can I move on?
here you are here mad arid al sukun. Here stop with 2 units, 4 units, 6 units. How can we pronounce here hisab?
Yeah, when you are stopping here, hisab, it is 2 units. If you want to stop it with the 4 units, you have to long prolongation. Hisab. You want to make 6 units. Hisab. Ghafoor, 2 units. Ghafoor, 4 units. Ghafoor, 6 units. Similarly, Rahim. Like Waladdallin. When you see Imam reciting this verse, when he's stopping it, sometimes he prolong long. So he's applying the Madaril Sukun there. Instead of 2 units, he's stopping with the 4 or 6 units. Clear?
Okay. So we can apply 2, 4, 6 any unit.
Yeah, any one of these choice depends on the reader. If you read with the 2 units, acceptable, 4 units, acceptable, 6 units, acceptable. But uniform has to be maintained. Like if he is reading with the ayah starting from first ayah till he recite that surah, wherever he stop, if Madaril Sukun comes, he has to follow the uniform prolongation. Like 2 units, you read whole surah for Madaril Sukun only 2 units. 4 units, you have to read the whole surah. Wherever Madari lil Sukun comes, read with the 4 units. Similarly, 6 units. Sometimes 2, sometimes 4, sometimes 6. In the same surah, no, it's not uniform, has to be maintained.
Yes, okay, Ustad. Jazakallah khair.
Okay. Now let us move to the today's review session, which we planned. This is the Qalqalah. Qalqalah, huruf al-Qalqalah, 5 letters. Qaf, ta, ba, jim, dal. Qutbujad. This is the phrase the scholars they form it. Don't go for the meaning of this word, but it is just to remember the Qalqalah letters. Qaf, ta, ba, jim, dal. These 5 letters called Qalqalah letters. Whenever it is having one of these letters is having the sukun on it, in Urdu it is called jazam. So if these letter, any one of these letters is having sukun on it, then it should be read with the bouncing. Like little bit bounce has to be applied to this one. If any of these 5 letters having other than sukun, fatha, kasra, dhamma, fatatain, kasratain, dhammatain, then no need to apply qalqala. When it is end of the last letter of the ayah, when you are stopping it, even though in the print it appears with the some haraka on it, but you are stopping with the sukun, then also you must apply the qalqala. So here it is iqra, iq, qaf has to be with the qalqala effect. Qalqala, you have to apply qalqala here. Batasha, not batsha, but ta has to be written. Batasha, sabha, abada, adanin. This tajri, the sukun, wherever sukun is there, you have to apply the bouncing. So, any question?
Ustad, can you please repeat again? Sorry.
Iqra, batasha, sabha, abadan, adanin, tajri. All these letters has to be pronounced with the qalqala. So whenever this qatabajad, qaf, ta, ba, jim, dal having sukun on it, it should be pronounced with the qalqala, little bit bouncing, return back the sound. Other than these 5 letters, the remaining 23 letters should be pronounced without qalqala.
Ustaz, can you please repeat the rules of the Qalqalah?
Okay. Whenever these 5 letters, qaf, ta, ba, jim, dal, comes in the word in any position, then the qalqala rule must be applied. Qalqala means the sound should come back. It should not be left like fatha, kasra, dhamma, fatatain, kasratain, dhammatain, or any other letter without qalqala letters. Should be there, we pronounce directly. Like 2 dots, ta, uh, uh, katabta, katabat, katabat. Ta is not written. The sound of ta is not written. But when it is ta, this ta, then the sound must be written. Bat, sha, bat, sha. So this is the rule of Qalqalah. Not clear?
Thank you. Jazakallah khair.
Yeah. So important is these 5 letters. The second important is sukun on it. If you find these 2 things, then read with the bouncing of that sound. Okay. Noon gunna, meem gunna. Noon with shadda, it is called noon mushaddada. Noon with shadda is called noon mushaddada. Meem with shadda is called meem mushaddada. In both cases, out of 28 letters, if these 2 letters is having shadda on it, then it has to be read with the gunna. Gunna means you have to keep the sound in open mouth for 2 units prolongation. Like for inna, in, I am not releasing, I am holding it. Inna, jannata, irrespective of the haraka and the noon, just whether there is a shadda or not. Only you have to see this one. If you see the shadda and noon, then the gunna must be applied. Similarly, meme, if you see the shadda and the meme, you have to apply gunna here. There is a simple technique how to apply meem mushaddada. Keep hold of 2 lips together for 2 units prolongation. Muzammilu, at-tammatu. So in both cases, meem is having the shadda, so it has to be pronounced with the gunna. So here, if can someone say which is this rule, which mad has to be applied here?
Mm,
Madal lazim.
this one, madal lazim.
Mad al-lazim, because alif mad followed by letter with the shadda. So any mad letter followed by shadda or sukun, mad al-lazim must be applied. That is 6 units prolongation.
مد اللازم مخفف.
La, mad al-lazim kalimi musaqqal.
हाँ كلمة مسخر.
Yeah, first one. If it is sukun, mad al-lazim kalimi mukhaffaf. Okay. Noon mushaddada, meem mushaddada. Are you clear?
Clear.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let us
and-
move. Let us move to the Lam Qamariya and Lam Shamsiya. The 28 letters in the Arabic, they has been divided into 2 parts. 14 letters belongs to Shamsiya, 14 letters belongs to Qamariya. The words which we read, usually we read properly without any mistake. But this is the way we listen many times, so we adopt the same way of reading. But now you are understanding why it has to be pronounced lam, why it has not to be pronounced. Then you are learning it now. So lam qamariya, these 14 letters. In these 14 letters, when you see lam qamariya, then lam must be pronounced in that word. If you see the word is lam shamsiya, in that lam shamsiya word, lam must be kept silent without pronunciation. So 14 letters and 14 letters. These are the lam qamariya and lam shamsiya letters. Now before that one, what must be there for the first condition of the lam shamsiya, lam qamariya and lam shamsiya? The first condition is the first letter of the word must be hamzatul wasal. Sometimes in Indian print it looks like just alif. This is also hamzatul wasal. But in Arab prints, you see the small sad on it, the alif. This is the hamzatul wasal. This is hamzatul khata. This is hamzatul khata is having a small hamza on it. But Indian print, you don't find the small hamza. Directly you will find fatha or kasra or dhamma. So the difference between the Arab prints and other Indian print is, it is having the small hamza in Arab prints. In Indian print, without hamza, just you find the hamza fatha on it or kasra below it, or dhamma on it. So in both cases, this is considered as hamzatul qata, but without sign, you have to be careful whether it is a hamzatul wasal or not. In the most cases, the first letter of the word, if there is, whether it is looking like this or whether it is looking like this, in both cases, if the first letter is either in this way or in this way, that is 100% it is a hamzatul wasal. It cannot be a hamzatul qata. Is it clear? First letter of the word, if it is in this shape or with this shape, without any sign or with the sign of swad, in both cases, it is a hamzatul wasal. It has to be considered as a hamzatul wasal. If this one is coming in between as a second letter, third letter, fourth letter, then it has a different options. Whether it is preceded by alif or not, you have to check it. Then whether it is a mad letter or not, that depends on the situation of that position. Mostly it is a mad letter, mostly. But sometimes it is having a sukun on it, or it is having a hamza sign like this, or it is having a kasra sign below, hamza sign below it, then it is a hamzatul qata. Clear? Okay. Now the second letter, it must
Yes.
be lam with the sukun sign or lam without sukun sign. Always remember which one looks like a moon, which one is, you can say this one is, you can say it is like having a moon sign, or this one is having a moon sign. Which one is having the moon sign here? The
Right,
first
right.
one. The first one, right? Moon is called in Arabic Shams or Qamar.
Qamar.
So this, if you sign this sign, that is a Qamariya word. Take it. Okay. If you see the sign of half moon, that means it is a Qamariya word. In a simple and easy way to remember. You don't know the rule, you don't know the name, you don't know nothing about it. Just if you see the second letter lam with half moon, that means it is a Qamariya word. In this case, when you see the moon, you have to pronounce it. If you don't see the moon, you have to keep silent. Okay, this is the second condition. What is the first condition? Hamzatul wasal. What is the second condition? Lam with the sukun sign or lam without sukun sign as the second letter. What is the third condition? The third letter of the word, it must be having shadda on it or without shadda. In Qamariya, shadda will not be there. Shamsiya, the first letter of the Shamsiya. What is the Shamsiya letter? How to pronounce? Shamsiya starts with the sheen, right? Shamsiya, letter is
Yes.
sheen or not?
Yes. She.
Sheen connect with the shadda. Sheen, shadda. Okay. Sheen, shadda. If the word is Shamsiya, then you must find shadda on the third letter. If it is a Qamariya word, you must find the half moon on the lam. So Qamariya is having the sign, Shamsiya is having the sign. So now lam Qamariya, in that lam Qamariya word, the lam must be pronounced. In lam Shamsiya word, lam must be kept silent. This is the rule. Then if Qamariya or Shamsiya is the first word, Hamzatul Wasal must be read with the Fatha on it, because this is something you have to decide what to do. If you see here, what is the first letter here? Hamza, Hamzatul Wasal. Hamzatul Wasal has a small swad on it. So it is not Fatha, it is not Kasra, it is not Dhamma. So you must give Fatha to it with the sound of Fatha. Hamza Fatha A. Al. Here also Swad. This is a Hamzatul Wasal. Even there is no Swad, only Alif is there as the first letter of the word. You have to take it as a Hamzatul Wasal and must give the Fatha to it, then read it. If nothing is here or Swad is here, then you have to make it as a Hamza with Fatha. At-Tamma. Al-Muzammilu. Here it is a moon sign is there, so lam you are reading. Here Shadda is there, lam, it is a Shamsiya, lam you are not reading. So you see here the difference. Lam is having sukun sign, that means the third letter should not have the shadda on it. If lam is not having sukun sign, then third letter must have shadda on it. This is the like um, something very easy to remember. At the same time, it is also confusing also. First letter is common in both cases. What is this one? Hamzatul wasal. The second letter is must be lam with the sukun sign or without sukun sign. If the lam with sukun sign, you take it as a qamariya and read the lam. If lam is not having sukun sign, then take it as a shamsiya, keep it silent. This is the rule. To make sure, the third condition is the third letter will not be having shadda in case of qamariya. In case of shamsiya, the third letter will be having shadda. Is it clear?
Ustaz.
Okay.
Uh,
Now we'll see some examples, so you will get it. The letters, how to remember the Qamariya letters. I told earlier the easy and simple way. We know some groups of letters while learning the Makharij and these things. So here, if you go back and see, recall your memory, the Huruf al-Halaqiyya are 6, Huruf al-Shafawiyya are 4, 6 plus 4, 10. From Huruf al-Lisani, you have to take 4 letters where the huruf al-halqi end, huruf al-lisani start. From this one, qaf, kaf, jim, ya. Because sheen is with the shamsiya. You cannot take sheen in the qamariya letter. Leave this one. So these 4 letters plus these 4 letters plus these 6 letters all together is 14 letters. Huruf al-halaqi 6 letters. Huruf al-lisani 4 letters. Huruf al-shafawi 4 letters. All this together is 14 letters. This is the easy way to remember the huruf al-halaqi. If you don't want to remember, just you see the signs on it. Hamzatul wasal followed by lam with the sukun sign or without sukun sign. If nowadays it is artificial intelligence, smartness, and that and the everything is coming online in the fingertips. So why I should remember? Why I should keep the waste my time? If you think some of you like that, then just remember lam with the sukun sign or lam without sukun sign. If the hamzatul wasal followed by lam with the sukun sign, read the lam. If the hamzatul wasal without sign of sukun and lam, then leave the lam. That's all. So this one must be read, and then you see in case of Qamariya, the examples are here. Alhamdu. The Hamzatul Wasal must be given fatha on it. The lam is having sukun sign, so lam must be read. Alhamdu. Al Kitabu. Hamzatul Wasal with the fatha. Lam is sukun sign, so I am reading the lam. Al Kitabi. Al Qadri. Wal Fajri. But here it is not the first letter of the word. Before this word, there is another word. Preceding word is waw with the fatha. So in case of Qamariya, this the haraka must join with the lam sukun. So that is waw fatha joined directly with the lam sukun. You have to drop hamzatul wasal. Waw fatha lam sukun wal. So like this, if there is any preceding word is there, the haraka of the last letter of that preceding word must be joined with the lam sukun. Wal fajri, al khannasi, kal ihnil manfush. Here the preceding word is having the kasra. This kasra must be joined with the lam sukun. Ihnil, nil, noon kasra lam sukun, nil. This way you have to join it. So, any questions on the Qamariya?
For this one is wal fajiri or wal fajri. Yes, Qalqalah.
Yeah, Jim is there. Qalqalah must be applied. Wal Fajri. Ja.
Yeah.
Ja. Here,
And
here it is a Qalqalah must be applied. Al Qadri.
al qadiri. Okay.
Qad. Qad. Dal must be pronounced with Qalqalah. Clear? Here, noon with the mushaddada. Noon mushaddada, that must be pronounced with the gunna. Gunna 2 units. Alif mad 2 units. Al Khannasi.
Al-Khannasi.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Let's move to the Shamsiya. Here also I have a technique. Just take the letters from ta. Ta. Count from here 10 letters. Ta, sa, jim, and no. Ta, sa. Only take 2 letters. From dal, count 10 letters. These 2 letters plus dal, zal, ra, za, sin, shin, sad, dad, ta, za. Up to this 10 letters. Then take the 2 letters of lam and noon. These are the 14 letters of Shamsiya. So it is another way to remember. If you remember the Qamariya letters, no need to remember the Shamsiya letters, because already you know the 14 letters of Qamariya, the elimination method, the remaining letters belongs to Shamsiya. So if someone want to remember, take the 2 letters of ta and sa, then dal up to the za, then lam and noon. That's all. The remaining letters are Qamariya letters. These letters are the Shamsiya letters. In Shamsiya, lam must be kept silent. It means this must be the second letter of the word. This must be the, third letter of the word. Second letter always lam without sukun sign in Shamsiya. The third letter, one of these letter must be the third letter. Here if you see, here you have to remember, lam has been categorized in the Shamsiya, not in the Qamariya. Allah, when you see Allazina, so lam is here, not Allazina. Some words will come with the lam as a second letter, but lam with the sukun and lam with the shadda also, it is mixed together. So, but Hamzatul Wasal followed by lam without sukun sign, then it must be considered as a Shamsiya word. Here you see, in case of Shamsiya, how to read the Shamsiya word. A Shamsiya word also must be read with the Fatha on it. So Hamzatul Wasal has to, Fatha has to be given to the Alif Hamzatul Wasal. Then Lam is silent. So this Fatha must join with the Shadda Shamsiya letter. That is, here the Shamsiya letter is letter with the Shadda, that is Sa. So Hamzatul, if you join his As-Saqibu, As-Saqibu, As-Sirat, As-Sirata. So here also start with the Fatha. Now, if it is preceding with another word, the harka and the last letter of the word must join with the Shamsiya letter. Lam Hamzatul Wasal is silent. Lam is silent. So directly Fatha joins with the letter Ta, as Ta is the Shamsiya letter here. Wattini, Wattini, Washamsi, Wazaituni, Wallayli. Here it is, if you see lam directly with the shadda, without sukun sign, without like here. Lam and the following lam both joined together and shadda was given. So just take it at this moment as a, whenever you see Hamzatul Wasal followed by lam with shadda, that is a Shamsiya letter. Then At-Tammatu. Here also Hamzatul Wasal followed by lam without sukun sign. The third letter is letter of Shamsiya. So lam must be kept silent. So here is some, okay. Here the Shamsiya and Qamariya concluded. Any questions about Shamsiya and Qamariya? Okay.
Just to summarize, Ustad, the
Pardon.
one with moon sign on the lam is Qamariya, and without those are Shamsiya, to easily understand it.
Yes, lam with the sukun sign is Qamariya word. Lam without sukun sign is Shamsiya word, but it must be preceded with the Hamzatul Wasal.
Noted.
Okay. Now moving to the next one. Now when the Hamzatul Wasal as the first letter of the word, if it is Shamsiya and Qamariya, we give the Fatha to it. But when it is not Shamsiya or Qamariya, that means the second letter is not Lam. In that case, how we have to pronounce the Hamzatul Wasal, because Hamzatul Wasal in actual there is no sign on it, no fatha, no kasra, no dhamma. So fatha already gone, all reserved for the Shamsiya and Qamariya. Fatha has been reserved for Shamsiya and Qamariya. Now, which is the leftover now? Kasra is leftover and Dhamma is leftover. So the first letter, if it is a Hamzatul Wasal, and second letter, except Lam, any other 27 letters having the Sukun on it, then you see the third letter, which is the harka on it. If the third letter is having dhamma, then hamzatul wasal must be read with the dhamma. Here it is, the hamzatul wasal is there. The second letter is not lam, but it is another letter with the sukun. The sukun must be there on any other letter except lam. The third letter is having dhamma, then hamzatul wasal must be read with the dhamma. Ud'u, ud'u. Udkhulu, would, because Hamzatul Wasal followed by dal with the sukun sign. The third letter is having dhamma. So udkhulu, unzurna, unzurna. Hamzatul Wasal followed by noon with the because here it is having with the another tajweed rule of ikhfa. That's why noon is not here. Some printers they don't put the noon. Some printers they put the sukun sign. Some printers they don't put the sukun sign. Irrespective of that one, if the letter is not having any sign on it, we took it in the mad also. Ya is sometimes written with the sukun sign in the ya mad. Waw mad sometimes written with the waw sukun sign on the waw, but you don't find any sign on the ya and waw, but preceding by the kasra or dhamma, then we took it as a mad sign. We took it as a mad, and we consider the ya and sukun with the sukun. The same thing here also. First letter is Hamzatul Wasal, second letter is with the sukun, the third letter is having dhamma. So unzurna, we read Hamzatul Wasal with the dhamma. Here it is Hamzatul Wasal followed by ain with the sukun sign. The third letter is having dhamma. So this Hamzatul Wasal must be read with the dhamma. So how to read it? Ud'u, udkhulu, unzurna, ubudu. All these read with the dhamma. So now two things gone. Fatha reserved for the Qamariya Shamsiya and Dhamma reserved for the third letter Dhamma. So which is the leftover now? Only Kasra is leftover. So in case of the Hamzatul Wasal followed by any letter without Lam, the Sukun with Sukun on it, and third letter, if it is having Fatha or Kasra, in both cases, this Hamzatul Wasal must be read with the Kasra. So here it is having Kasra. So third, the Hamzatul Wasal also must be read with the Kasra. How to read it? Ihdina, Ihdina. Here it is Ihbitu. Here the third letter is having Fatha. Even though it is having Fatha, here we must read it with the Kasra. Istawqada, Istawqada. Is, not us. It is. Why not us? Because Fatha we already reserved for the Qamariya and Shamsiya. We cannot use, because of the third letter is having Fatha, we cannot use Fatha on the Hamzatul Wasal. We have to give the Hamzatul Wasal Kasra only. Istawqada. Is it clear? So all three cases. Fatha when it comes, when it is followed by Qamariya word or Shamsiya word. When it has to be read with the Kasra, the third letter is having Fatha or Kasra, then Hamzatul Wasal must be read with the Kasra. When it has to be read with Dhamma, if the third letter is having Dhamma, then Hamzatul Wasal must be read with the Dhamma. In both cases, the second letter must not be Lam with the Sukun sign or Lam without Sukun sign. Because if it is having Lam with the Sukun sign or without Sukun sign, then it must belong to Qamariya and Shamsiya. Any questions? Yes,
No,
please.
No,
Ustaz.
Ustad.
Okay. Let us move to the meem sakina rule. Meem sakina, sometimes you see the sukun sign on the meem. Sometimes you don't see the sukun sign on the meem. Sometimes you see the sukun sign on the meem. In both cases, we have to consider this as a meem sakina. Meem sakina, the tajweed rule related to meem sakina is called Shafawi rule. So because this are the articulation point, makhraj of the meem is the shafat, the lips. So the name included the name of Shafavi. Don't take it as Hanafi, Maliki, Hanbali, Shafavi. No, it is not related to that mazahib. It is related to the makharij. Shafavi meem is related to Shafat. So that's why this rule is named as a Shafavi rule. Some people they put it as a Sagira also. So if you find Shafavi or Sagira with the idgham, ikhfa or izhar, you have to consider this is related to the meem sakina. So now we have three cases in the Shafavi rule. The first rule is meem with the meem sakina followed by letter meem. The second case is meem sakina followed by letter ba. The third case is meem sakina followed by any letter except meem except ba. So these are the three cases. The first case is called idgham shafavi. So when we read the meem sakina followed by meem, you have to merge, you have to mix the meem sound of meem sakina with the following letter of meem in such a way that if you mix the milk and water together, you cannot differentiate it. So such a nice way you have to join together. This is called idgham. While doing idgham, you have to prolong 2 units. So there is a good way to do this idgham. That is when you are when meme sakina is followed by meme. When you are pronouncing the meme here, just keep hold the two lips together for 2 units prolongation. Lahum maghfira. Lahum. Don't leave the lips immediately. You keep on holding these two lips, upper lip and bottom lip. So with holding the lips together, you can pronounce this sound very easily, very perfectly. Lahum maghfira. This is the idgham shafavi. So meme sakina followed by letter ba. That is, you have to hide the meme sound. How to hide the meme sound? If you join the lips together, then the meme sound comes out. If you don't join the meme lips together, then meme sound will not come. So you come to here, then go to this point. Just bring the lips nearby, but don't read this meme. Tarmihim bihijaratin. I'm hiding the meme sound. I'm not joining the lips here. If I join the lips, the meme sound will come. If I don't join the lips, meme sound, you don't hear the meme sound. Tarmihim bihijaratin. This way, you are hiding the meme sound. Again, 2 units prolongation here. In idgham shafavi, 2 units prolongation. In ikhfa shafavi, 2 units prolongation. Now the third case is meme sakina followed by 26 letters except meme except ba. In this case, it is the meme sound should be pronounced quickly and clearly. It should be as quick as possible. The technique here is touch the both lips and release immediately. If by mistake, if you have the burning charcoal in your hand, you want to keep it holding or just leave immediately. The same thing you have to do it here. You should not keep it in your hand. You should leave it immediately, throw it immediately. So the same way, both lips should be joined and release immediately. Alhamdu. It's not like it's not like alhamdu. This is you are joining lips together and holding it. Don't hold it, don't prolong it, just quick and clear. The meme sound. Alhamdu, 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 damdama, damdama, amrin, jam'an. All this is having meme sakina followed by any letter from 26 letters. So out of these three rules, because 26 letters belongs to the izhar shafavi, this comes more frequently compared with the ikhfa shafavi or idgham shafavi. So is it clear?
Ustaz, for the Shahawi with the ba, is it going to be like tarmihin, like
If you say
there's noon there, or
tarmihim, you
no?
are pronouncing the meme. You have
No,
to
I'm
hide
saying for
the
tarmihin.
tarmihim bihijaratin. Yeah, it is little bit like that because you are hiding the meme sound. It may look like little bit part of the noon sound or something like that, but
Yes,
you
it's
are
like
hiding
kind
the
of
noon.
like noon.
Yes.
Yes.
Here you see inna rabbahu bihim, means sakina followed by letter ba. Here it is you are doing the ikhfa shafawi. Okay. Let us move to the tanveen nun sakina rules. We have 4 rules in tanveen nun sakina. Tanveen means fatatain, kasratain, dammatain. Nun sakina means noon with the sukun. So nun sakina and tanveen. If you see these two together, like ba is having fatatain, this is tanveen. Ba fatha nun sukun ban, both gives exactly identical sound. Ba with fatatain, ba with fatha nun sakina, both gives the exactly identical sound, that is a noon sound is coming in this pronunciation. Ban, bin, bun, all these three having the noon sound in it. So how to pronounce the noon sound of this fathatain, kasratain, dammatain is explained in this rule. So whenever you see the noon sakina or fathatain or kasratain, dammatain, then you should take a pause, just a quick pause, and see the following letter. Which is the following letter? It has been divided into 4 groups. If the following letter is one of the letters of huruf al izhar, this group is exactly same as huruf al halaqi in the makharij. So if it is followed by one of the letters of these 6 letters, then izhar must be applied. Izhar means the noon sound of tanween nun sakin must be pronounced quickly and clearly. So izhar fatatain kasratain nun sakina, then fatatain kasratain dammatain. If it is followed by any of these 6 letters, then noon must be pronounced quickly and clearly. Min ahad, min ahad. Here the letter is hamza. Sawaun alayhim. Here it is a madal wajib muttasil. Sawaun alayhim. Dammatain followed by letter ain. So some more examples here. If you see minha, nun sakina followed by letter ha, ha is one of the letters from the huruf al halaqi or huruf al izhar. Now we rename it as a huruf al izhar, the same group of huruf al halaqi. So here is anamta. Here it has 2 izhar. One is with the nun sakina, the other one is izhar shafawi. So izhar shafawi, mim sakina followed by letter ta. Ta is not mim, ta is not ba. So izhar shafawi must be applied here. The nun sakina followed by letter ain. Ain is one of the letter of izhar. So nun sakina must be pronounced with a quickly and clearly. Mim sakina must be pronounced quickly and clearly. Anamta. An-amta, it is wrong. We have to be quick here. You have to be quick here. An-amta. One har. This is fatha joined with the nun sakin. And nun sakin followed by ha. Letter ha is one of the hurfal izhar. So one har. Naran hamia. Run. Ra is having fataten followed by ha. Izhar rule. Asimin iza tutla. Kasratain followed by Hamza, again Izhar. Ghusa'an ahwa. Fathatain followed by Hamza, again Izhar. So these are the examples of Izhar. Any doubt here? Any question?
Can you quickly repeat the Noon Sakina rule again? Sorry, fast. Yeah, I have some missing points.
Whenever you see tanween or noon sakina, tanween means fatatain, kasratain, dammatain, and noon with the sukun. If you see or noon without sukun sign, either of case. So if you see either of these 4, you have to wait a moment and see which is the following letter. The following letter is based on the following letter. This rule has been divided into 4 parts. The first part is izhar. So if tanween or nun sakina followed by any 6 letters of any letter of this izhar letters, then nun sakina sound must be pronounced quickly and clearly. Like here, fatatain, kasratain or dammatain and nun sakina followed by Hamza, Ha, Ain, Ha, Ghain, Kha. Here example is Min Ahad. Nun Sakina followed by letter Hamza. So it is a Izhar. Rule Izhar must be applied here. Min Ahad. Min. Nun sound of Nun Sakina must be pronounced clearly. Sawaun alayhim. Hamza dammatain. It is a tanween followed by ain. So it again izhar has to be applied here. So if you see more examples here, minha, an'amta, wanhar, naran hamiya, asimin iza tutla, utha'an ahwa, adhabun alim, khawfun alayhim, min khashiyati, min khashiya, man amana. All these are examples of uh, izhar. So I hope it is clear to you.
Clear, Ustad. Thank
Okay. The next rule is uh, iqlab. In iqlab, only one letter is there, that is tanween and nun sakin. If tanween or nun sakin, tanween means fatatain or kasratain or dammatain or noon with the sukun. If it is followed by letter ba, only one letter. In this case, we have to change the noon sound to meem sound. While doing this one, we have to prolong 2 units also. So actually it is noon sound should be pronounced. But because of this rule, we are not pronouncing the noon sound, we are pronouncing the meem sound. We are converting the noon sound to meem sound. So here it is, you can understand easily. So there is a technique to do this one. So meem, fatha, join with the meem. So always the printers, they help us the reader by adding the meem on the noon sakina, or by adding the meem on one of the tanween sign. They remove one of the tanween sign. Tanween signs has two fatha or two kasra or two dhamma. What the printers they do? They remove one of the fatha and they put the meem. They remove one of the, like here. It is having actually fatha 10, but they remove one fatha and put the meem here. If they remove one of the kasra, they put the meem here. Similarly, if there is a dhammatain, they remove the one of the dhamma and put the meem here. So in this case, it is very easy to read it because fatha has to join with the meem. Ignore the noon here. Zal fatha meem sukun dham bidhambihim bidhambihim. Here it is kiramim barara. Kira mim barara. Here it is mam bakhila. Fatha join with the mim. La yumbadhanna mim baadi mim bayni sulbi la nasfa'am bin nasiya. So all these places, meme sakina sound has to be meme sound has to be pronounced instead of noon sound. This is the rule of iqlab. When it comes, only it comes when there is a tanween or noon sakina followed by letter ba. Any questions?
Clear.
Okay. Now we are going for the third rule, that is idgham. Idgham, it has a 6 letters. Yarmalun. This Yarmalun, the scholars, they make this sequence. Don't go for the meaning of this word, but this is only to memorize the 6 letters of the idgham. Yarmalun. Ya, Ra, Mim, Lam, Waw, Nun. Yarmalun. So that's why they joined this together to form a word to easy to remember. So tanween,
Is there anything similar for izhar also so that we
no,
can remember?
Izhar is not having such word. Maybe it is having, but I don't know. Because all the Tajweed rules, they put it in a poem. African countries, it's very famous there. All the Tajweed rules, they put in a poem. So I did not see that word for the Izhar. I will try to find out. Here, Ermalun, this is a word for the Idgham. Okay, this idgham, what we have to do actually here, the noon sound of the tanween or nun sakina has to be changed to idgham letter. Earlier here, what we did, the noon sound of the tanween or nun sakina has been changed to the meem sound. Only one option, there is no other option here. But in case of idgham, we have 6 different options to change the noon sound to the following letter of idgham. So if tanween and nun sakina followed by ya, the noon sound has to be changed to ya. If tanween and nun sakina is followed by ra, the noon sound of tanween nun sakina has to be changed to the ra. Similarly, all these 6. When we see the examples, we can understand easily. Here again, it has been subdivided into 2 parts. One is idgham with gunna, idgham without gunna. The idgham with gunna has 4 letters: ya, waw, meem, noon. So tanween, nun sakina followed by any of these 4 letters, then the rule is same. The noon sound of this noon sakina or tanween has to be changed to the following idgham letter. But here you have to make the gunna. Gunna means 2 units prolongation. Example here, ra is having fathatain on it, followed by letter ya. Ya is one of the letters of idgham ma gunna or idgham bi gunna. So idgham with gunna. So ra, remove one of the fatha from the tanween. Fathatain, kasratain, dhammatain. Remove one of the haraka. If it is having fathatain, remove the one fatha. So ra fatha ra. Then make connect with the ya sukun. The idgham letter, make it sukun and connect it. Ra fatha ya sukun rai. So we have to make gunna here. So prolong 2 units. Ra fatha ya sukun rai. Sharrayyarahu, khairayyarahu. In case of noon sakina, what you have to do is the technique here: ignore the noon, make the bridge between the haraka of the preceding letter to the following idgham letter. The preceding letter of noon sakina is meem, having fatha on it. This fatha has to jump to the ermalun letter, that is idgham letter. Meem fatha ya sukun may. Noon you are completely ignoring it. For may yamal. Here it is again tanween. So what to do? The base rule is remove one of the dhamma, lam dhamma lu, then join with the idgham letter with sukun. Lam dhamma meem sukun lum. You have to make the gunna of 2 units. Another way is, it is some printers they put the shadda and the meme in case of idgham here. That also helps you to make the gunna here. Rasulum minallahi. Rasulum lum. This is the idgham. Suhufam mutahhara. Yawma idhi yazduru. Here zal is having kasratain. Remove one kasra. Make it ya sukun and join together. Zal kasra ya sukun. Zi. Zal kasra ya sukun. Zi. Yawma idhi yazdurun nasu. Here the other word also there. Sirajam wahaja qulubun yawmaiz wajifatun absaruha. Here it is tanween followed by hamza. Is it idgham rule?
No.
It is not idgham rule. This is which rule?
Al-Izhar.
Izhar rule, this one. But I took it here because it's a phrase of the ayah. Second is you have to recall izhar also. Wajifatun absaruha. Here it is yawma idhin wajifa. As a total, the complete ayah phrase of this is qulubun yawma idhin wajifatun absaruha. Here it is zin. Here it is bui. This is the idgham. This is also idgham. Here it is a izhar. So idgham without gunna, it has 2 letters, that is ra and lam. So tanween or nun sakin, if it is followed by ra or lam, then the noon sound of tanween and nun sakina must be changed to the following letter and following idgham letter, but without gunna. You have to be quick here. Don't prolong. Again, the same rule. Noon, it has to be ignored. You make the jump, you make the bridge from the preceding haraka, preceding letter haraka, directly to the idgham letter. Make the idgham letter sukun, join it. Mim kasra ra sukun mir. So noon you are completely ignoring. Mir rabbika, mir rabbika. This is the way you have to read it. Saffal la yatakallamun. Saffal. Fatatain followed by letter lam. So here it is, you remove the one fatha, join with the lam sukun, that is safal. Lam fatha, no, fa fatha, lam sukun, fal. Safalla yatakallamun, aklallamma. Meme is having shadda, so you have to prolong 2 units. So this is the way you have to read it with the idgham with gunna, idgham without gunna. And lastly, we have the ikhfa rule. So we have to apply the elimination rule here to remember the remaining 15 letters. So izhar has 6 letters, iqlab has 1 letter, idgham has 6 letters, 13 letters gone. So out of 28 letters, if you remove 13 letters, the remaining 15 letters belongs to ikhfa. So in whenever tanween nun sakin followed by one of the ikhfa letters, then noon sound of the tanween nun sakina must be here, must be suppressed, must be hide. You should not read the noon sound, just make the 2 units prolongation. Anta, kuntu, tansa, yanzuruna, fansab, wa anzalna. Al mala hubban jamma. This way you are hiding the noon sound, and also you are making the 2 units prolongation. So all these huruf al iqfa has the huruf al iqfa has to be pronounced with without pronouncing the noon sound, hiding the noon sound with the 2 units prolongation. Now we have some exception, special exception. That exception is don't take this one. I have to change this one. Here it is. Exemption to the rule. Exemption to the idgham rule. So here, if tanween nun sakina followed by any of the idgham letters, but uh, but if tanweena nun sakina is followed by any of the 6 letters, what we are doing? Yarmalun, ya, ra, meem, lam, waw, nun. Any of the 6 letters, we are applying the idgham. But here, in case of this, these 4 words, even though here, if you see tanween nun sakina followed by idgham letter, but we should not apply idgham here. You have to read like izhar. This is a exceptional case. Exceptional case. Brothers, remember, these 4 words are exceptional cases. So Qinwan. But if you are actually supposed to apply the idgham here, nun sakina followed by letter waw. So tanween nun sakina followed by letter waw, it must be idgham with gunna. But you are reading it like izhar. Qinwan, sinwan, bunyan, dunya. All these 4 words are exemptions of idgham rule. Okay. So here it is Adhan time now. Adhan started. So if you have any quick question, please ask. Otherwise, I will conclude the session. I am recording this session. Inshallah, I will post it tonight in the group.
That's all,
Okay,
Ustad. Jazakallah.
Jazakallah khair.
Any other questions, we'll ask you.
Okay, sure. We have some weeks also. So what I'm going to do in the coming classes, I will open the Juz Amma, and I will ask each one to read one ayah, explain the rules, Tajweed rules in that one. For example, here, Auzubillahi minash shaitani rajim, Amma yatasaalun. Here, if you see which Tajweed rule is coming here, Meem is having gunna, Meem is having shadda, so Meem gunna must be applied here. 2 units of gunna. Amma. Here, ya, there is no rule. Ta, there is no rule. Sin, fatha, alif, this alif mad, but followed by hamza. It is mad al wajib muttasil. So 4 or 5 units prolongation here. Lam is having dhamma followed by waw sukun, but it is a part of mad arid lil sukun. So noon has to be changed to the sukun. Fatha has to be changed to the sukun. Then here 2 units or 4 units or 6 units has to be prolonged while stopping. Amma yatasaalun. This is the way you have to read and explain the rules. This will be the practice in the coming classes, inshallah. Okay. So can I stop here or you have any question?
That's all, Ustad. We
Yes,
need
it's
to
okay.
Maghrib also.
Okay.
Assalamu alaikum
Alaikum
warahmatullah.
assalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Salam.
Subhanakallahumma bihamdika nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.